Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Good morning from the Dolomites in Italy. Today, we're going to be chasing the snow. Of course, we're on the winter tour with the SF90. We've got the roof box filled with luggage and we've got winter tyres, which haven't yet needed to be used, but check out the views here in Italy. We're going to be heading to St Moritz today to go to the ice. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some pretty spectacular and very rare valuable cars out on the frozen lake later on. Plus, I gather I might be being reunited with a very special Pagani, the Codalunga, that I rode on board at the Goodwood Festival of Speed last year. Of course, piling on the miles with this car, absolutely love it, but I'm looking forward even more to seeing Blue Electrico against the snow. Let's do it. We've got a few hours on the road over to Switzerland. Let's go in the SF90. I know that putting the roof box on the SF90 was a bit of an out there call, but we've got the sea sucker bars, we've got the Tula box that I repainted at Godleman's in the same paint colour as the car itself, plus we fitted the Michelin Pilot Alpine tyres that I bought over at Whoops Will Fix It, which are yet to see snow. They're kind of slightly off-road at the moment, but we're about 1,000 miles into this journey. Everything is holding firm. I do regularly stop to check. These are supposedly rated to well over 100 miles an hour, but I don't intend to find out at what speed the box is going to fly off, because by that point we've lost our luggage. So we'll take it a little bit easily on the way there, but let's get into the car. As I said, we've done quite a few miles on this journey, but we've got even more ahead of us today, and this is a lovely place to be doing it in. The nav is set. It's about 4 hours, but we're probably going to have some stops along the way for some photos, but let's get this started. And I should point out, by the way, here we actually have quite a bit of electric charge, because on the drive down to where we are right now, it was kind of regenning the whole way down, which is quite an unusual and surreal sensation in a fully electric Ferrari with more than enough power for driving down the hill. But we're heading out. We've got just shy of 200 kilometers or so from this car park we've just pulled into at the moment to depart from Italy over to Switzerland, hopefully for a quite adventurous journey to go find not only the Codalunga, by the way, but plenty of exceptional cars that are at the ice. I've never been before, but I've heard some pretty cool things about it, and the cars actually get driven on the frozen lake, which is out of this world. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward also to finding some nice scenery along the way. There's not a lot of snow here, but we are heading past a ski run at the moment. Hopefully we will be going up in altitude as the day goes by. Plenty of snaking, twisty roads, and a pass that I rather gather is going to be completely covered in snow, which will be an interesting challenge, because I don't really know how this car is going to work on proper snow. We're in hybrid at the moment, hence the engine has just run its cold start and is now silent through some very narrow stretches, which are slightly nerve-wracking. But when we actually get to snow, when you drive electrically, this is a front-wheel drive car. It uses the front motors. When obviously you're driving with the combustion engine, there's a third electric motor at the back, but I don't know how they balance on pretty sketchy terrain. We do have the slippery setting here, the wet mode, that we can put it into. I guess we're going to be learning. You guys will learn as I learn. But in the meantime, despite a little bit of traffic, I guess as everyone's heading towards their first ski runs of the day, we'll hopefully at some point have some more open stretches to enjoy. We've just been sitting in traffic for about 20 minutes to come through where we are now at the base of a ski hill. And as some of you will know, I've always been a big skier. I used to ski an awful lot. I used to be a ski instructor, in fact. And being here without skis, for me, is like, I don't know, it's kind of tearing me up a little bit. As much as I enjoy driving, I would love to get out on the snow as well. But I'd also love to get out of this traffic. It's fun to see and to drive through, but it's also a little bit tedious, not gonna lie. Well, this is more what we're talking about. Twists and turns along the mountainside, slightly damp, but much more like it. Now this is amazing. Look around, look at the scenery up here. The Passo del Tonale. We've come up to the very top of this. The crowd of people at this bus are gonna be like, what the heck? It's so funny, people's reactions to this. Everybody's just like, what? Because you don't normally see a car like this around a ski town anyway, let alone with a roof box in a very bright color. That's the like whole crazy combination. So we're finding more and more snow as we go, but it won't really get crazy until we're on a later pass, I think, over in Switzerland. For now, we could probably do with a stop to grab a quick bite to eat somewhere. maybe up here we'll see what we can find in a second. Going down the pass, we're actually in electric. We're following a bus, so we can't exactly give it the beans anyway. But the funny thing about being in electric is the whole way down, check this out, the charge gauge in the center is pretty much always on, and we actually gain range going downhill in electric power. That might be logical, but obviously back at home, I don't get to experience this side of driving the car. And also, I guess gravity works in your favor, so 200 odd horsepower, or it's actually slightly less than that with just the front motors, is plenty for downhill. It's kind of like driving the Nürburgring in a less powerful car, inspired by Misha, that kind of thing. But like this, we're literally gaining range as we go. Gaining kilometers. It was on 11 kilometers of electric range when we left from the top. And it's going up pretty much, I mean, as we go down. I wouldn't even be surprised if it goes up to 16 kilometers of range in any second now. It's a different way of driving a Ferrari, hey? Surrounded by this unbelievable scenery. Just magnificent here. Electrical whirs are plenty. Oh, this is cool. Down here, there are just ski pullover areas everywhere you look. And there's actually an old cable car here as well. The random things we find, and the bus is going to stop. So, oh yeah, there we go, 16 kilometers of range. But with the bus pulling in, I'm going to go back into noisy mode, still in manual, and then wait for it, 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 and go. The downside of these very narrow roads is this type of situation. There's a bus probably stuck because it's not wide enough for multiple lanes of traffic, and that's something I am super conscious of when I'm driving down, that there might be a bus around any corner. I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for this to get kind of unblocked. At least we're near the next town, which is helpful, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure what's happened here, but that is a narrow gap that I am a little bit nervous about trying to squeeze through. Oh my gosh. Do you think I can get, I don't think I can get through that. I am not even gonna chance it. I'm going to try and work out what's going on, because I can't try that. That's game over. What do we do now? The bus has just stopped. I don't know if it's broken or if it's waiting for the next corner to be free. But that is... Italia! These things happen, you know? Look at this, look at this. Do you think that can fit through? Whoa. Whoa. Hey, they're both Czech. Both from Czech Republic. Czechia. Oh, he nearly scraped. You didn't see that? That car nearly scraped. That bus is going to have a few scrape marks. But this thing is super wide. I don't really know what to do. There's going to be a lot of cars coming up. And we're a bit stuck. Uh-oh. There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that this is now resolved. There had been a little incident, so I think some drivers had to exchange some details. The bad news is that this is such a ridiculous amount of gridlock, we just have to be stuck behind until it's going to be possible to see the bus around the corner. They actually resolved that quite quickly, considering the disaster it could have been. And we're off. Wow. Well, to be honest, I feared we were going to be stuck there for a lot longer. That was probably only 5 minutes. And is one of the downsides of these kind of roads. It is life, I guess. Jump ahead. It is a very beautiful day. We're actually about to be at the border to Switzerland. Now, we're going to need some fuel at some point soon, using up the last of our current electric reserves. But once we get to the border, I believe there should be some good stuff on the other side, because in Italy, it's really hard to find super unleaded premium, 97, 98, something like that. But in Switzerland, it gets a little bit easier. So the border is just here, leaving Italia, entering Switzerland, and then let's hope. I am amazed by how warm it actually is where we are right now. It's almost like take off jumper weather, which is bizarre because it's going to be very, very cold in St Moritz. But the good news is we found some good stuff. 100 RON fuel, I think. Anyway, this is filthy. There's a car wash just over there, and it's been very tempting to go and give it a rinse down. But I feel like I'm going to absolutely obliterate the PPF if I try and clean this off. And there's something quite cool about an SF90 that's this dirty, so we'll leave it be and continue our adventure across the Bernina Pass, which is open today, but got a lot of snow last night. So that's going to be intriguing. 4 random horses. Horses meet Ferrari.
How completely random. Switzerland, oh, there we go. This car loves cancel. The problem is, whenever you say the brand name, the voice recognition starts talking to you. Always, without fail. I was going to say that Switzerland is beautiful. We're driving alongside this rail track, past the river, the stream alongside us. On a day like today, this is unreal. This is absolutely stunning.
Well, how about this? As my friend the Stradman would say, views on views. Look at this, just pulled over at the side of this pass, the Bernina Pass. We've got a stream down here as well, some snow on the ground, the twists and turns of the road up the hill that we're going to be heading up in just a second, and that view into the distance with the clouds over the mountaintops. This is unreal. This is so pretty where we are at the moment, and this car is absolutely spot on. We've just come through the top, and this is the first time driving the SF90 on some snow. Obviously with winter tyres, this kind of thing should not be a problem, and it's absolutely not a problem. If I was smart, I'd probably put it into wet mode. It always amazes me how when you've got the right gear, the right winter tyres, that's just not an issue. You can move, you can brake, you can do whatever you need to. Whereas I can tell you, if you have the standard Sport Cup 2s, no grip at all. That just would not work. Anyway, we've been in traffic for half an hour, but we're now officially in the right town. It's taken quite a long time for this final descent into town, I guess probably due to the amount of traffic and the amount of people that are here for the ice. And I've just been chilling. In fact, I've been chilling for so long in electric that probably if I pressed performance, we'd now have a cold start, I reckon. Is this person going or kindly letting us go? Thank you. But yeah, here we are. You can see all of the tents down to the left. That's where everything takes place, out on the ice. Just got to figure where to go and park and all of that, and then find our way into the event. We'll figure it out. Car spotting, St Moritz style. We have a 296 GTB, hybrid Ferraris. The lake just over here is obviously frozen. Oh, A45. I have absolutely no idea where we can park. We've kind of gone past the main entrance to the event, but I want to go and head in because that's where all of the action is. So we kind of got to figure this out as we go. So make our way in this direction and then probably park up and walk back, maybe? Not entirely sure at this moment. How cool is that? Phantom drop head from Kuwait. That's really cool. Now's the test, actually. We've been on electric. We've only got 1 kilometer of electric to go. So if I press this, yes, it's running a cold start. So it's loud and it's aggressive. It's what it is. We can't find anywhere to park right now. I think a little bit too late in the day. Not ideal, but the view is cool. The view over the lake. But I don't know where to go. Another Lusso, V12 Lusso, chilling just there. We're in the train station car park, but I can see so many cars going around in circles. I wonder if we're even going to get to the ice before the event ends just because of the traffic. Well, we've made it, walking out onto the ice here on the lake. The event sponsored by Maserati. This is quite unusual. Obviously all of the tests and everything that had to be done to make sure that it's safe for cars to drive over, but there is a Maserati Gridlock just there. And this is the entry to the ice. I had no idea how busy it was going to be here. Ferrari with a 308 GTB and a Daytona. That's actually a really lovely color combination. The light blue with the French flag stripe. If I keep coming through though, you can see we've got all of the different stands. The paddock here, the cars that are out driving on the ice. If I squeeze through, we can see some of these. Oh, there's a Miura over on the other side. The Mercedes C111, good to see that again. I've actually driven that car at Immendingen, the Mercedes-Benz test center in the south of Germany. What an amazing display of cars. These are all driving out on the snow and the ice. Crazy. And that is actually the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLS, the SLS, which is kind of cool to see, the gullwing, if you will, without a roof on it. There are endless private jets flying overhead, and there are lots and lots and lots of people around here. Mercedes-Benz 600, I'm going to try and squeeze through because this 300 SL Roadster is actually really very cool. As you will notice, on the back of the car is a ski rack. Ski racks on convertibles, just epic to be honest. Old school, very cool, beautiful car, red over the cream interior. One day, hey, one day, that is my, I think, dream classic, a 300 SL Roadster. But here we have the Codalunga. one of 5, the very car that I've actually ridden on board with Francis from Pagani UK at the Goodwood Festival of Speed Hill Climb. This is it. 5 cars commissioned, beginning actually back in 2018 by 2 Pagani collectors to make a bespoke vehicle, linking back to iconic 1960s racers, for example, taking the Huayra ahead of the introduction of the Utopia, you have to remember, with this. It's actually 36 centimeters, 360 millimeters longer than the regular Huayra. It's lighter as well by around 70 kilos, 1,280 kilos, while making 840 horsepower from the twin-turbo V12. This elongated tail, a new look to it, a new silhouette, if you will, as well. These shapes that you have back here, the active aero flaps in the center, this swoop around the very back of it. But this is the car. This is absolutely stunning. Let me come around towards the front as well. New look to the design and shapes that you have of this, with this satin metallic paintwork. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Have a look inside as well. The original car that was first launched, first shown. Just a work of art, as of course Pagani's are across the board. The slightly bronzed wheels also standing out. It's a wonderful thing, and it's amazing to see this very car again sitting alongside that stunning red Pagani Zonda F. Absolutely stunning, one of the 25 Zonda Fs. That paint colour against the carbon fibre is also a masterpiece. Very exciting to see now what happens with Utopia, of course, going forwards. The 100 cars soon to be entering production in the build. But we're here with the Codalunga. We've found it. I really like the Lamborghini Miura. Every time seeing one, such an iconic and beautiful supercar. Countach right alongside. Lamborghini Polo Storico, this year being the 60th anniversary year, of course, as well. But the Miuras, this is an SV with the gold wheels, the gold side skirt accents as well. You can spot the SV because it has different headlight covers without having the blades over the top of them. Come around towards the back of this. Have a quick little look at that. What a car. Well, look what we've got here, the brand new Maserati GranTurismo. My first time seeing the car in person. They very much kept it true to the last generation, which was such a beautiful looking car, an iconic car, especially with its V8. The new car, of course, has the Nettuno engine that we know from the MC20, so the V6, but the styling of this is very much staying true to something that worked and updating it. It's got the Trofeo badging, so this is the Trofeo spec. You've got the new look headlights, which are very similar in style to the Grecale, a new look Maserati, but that distinct grille at the front, cool wheel design as well, the Trident style that they often try to carry through to the various bits of design of the cars. And actually next to it, this is the Folgore, the electric version of the GranTurismo. What I like about that is that they've kept it looking like a normal car. They haven't gone overkill to make it look unusual and strange. This is a really, really cool thing. Quite a short wheelbase. In fact, we can have a quick sneak peek through the window as well. Check out the inside. Some familiar touches and design from the MC20 going on in here. I can't wait actually to get out in one of these, but I think it's probably going to be quite the car to drive, and this colour looks absolutely amazing. Well, check out this Maserati MC20 Cielo, the Cielo being the spider of the MC20. That paint scheme, the satin blue with the lime green accents all around it, that's actually mega. That looks really, really nice. Really, really nice, especially out on the ice. It's here at the VIP part of the event, where I think shortly cars are going to be blasting around. A small update in the video. This is the Lamborghini Miura Mille Chiodi from Polo Storico, and Federico, the owner, has just invited me to jump on board to go out on the ice track in this car with him. It's inspired by the original Yota. It wasn't original per se. Mille Chiodi means million spikes, 1,000 spikes, sorry, because of the rivets and things that you have all around the bodywork, but the Yota style front end that you have, and I'm hopping on board. So without any further ado, this is really very loud. Let me carefully climb in here, and we're going to be heading out for a few quick laps out on the ice. Wow. This is happening then. 300 SLS, 250 Testarossa, and we are on board this very, very special Lamborghini Miura. Started as a P400, now has more power thanks to a 4.1 litre engine, and I mean we're driving on a frozen lake in a Miura. This is not a normal experience. They are struggling for grip at front. We have no problems. My goodness. Off we go.
to the ice track.
Water truck.
The water track. This is incredible. Out onto the track. Wow. What an experience. Oh my gosh. It's amazing that this happens. It's absolutely amazing. Just looking behind, bolted right to the bulkhead, and the view over the engine. Everything about this is quite the experience as we just make our way around the track on the lake. That's not normal. Snow race. The sounds. Oh no.
My friend.
Nice. Wow. That was absolutely a dream. Thank you so much. That was straight out of my dreams. Look at it, listen to it. I've just been on the ice in that thing. That was quite close. Cars stuck on the ice, stuck on the snow, nobody knows where they're going. It's like the ice St Moritz, this is a normal. The 300 SLS comes through. I mean, everybody's just having fun now. Panda 4x4, the very safe way to get around. Wow! Where does this happen? I've never seen anything like it. I don't know where to look. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like this. Never in my life did I think I would see this. Perfectly executed. Beautifully controlled. That sounds amazing. This is... Oh, there goes the other Miura. Countach following. Just that was cool to see. All of this is cool to see. There are very few words for how cool it is to see 60s Ferraris with skis on the roof driving across the ice amongst everything else that's around. I mean, look at that Alpha. Come up this way, there's a GT40 just up there beyond the Miura. I just don't even know what to say. And of course, this is the car I've just been experiencing. Look at it. Look at this thing. I can't get my head around how unbelievable this actually is, and I've actually just been out on board it on the ice, which is not something you do every day. That's one of the coolest experiences ever. Well, out comes the Codalunga. Look at that. In the afternoon sunshine. Well, it's not so easy for the Zonda, it's needed a little push. Summer tyres, hey, lots of power to the rear wheels. But out it rolls. Starting to wrap up an amazing day. The Zonda rolls past that way in the traffic, and the Codalunga has just dissipated. No, there it is, it's coming back towards us. This is so cool. It's a race. The Seat versus the Codalunga. Front lift system up at the moment, of course, for getting in and out of the garage, where that will now be parked away. What an amazing thing to see. This is clearly the place to be right now, as all the cars head off the ice and go past. Not your normal sighting. on this type of backdrop. Takes you back a few decades. The things you see in traffic here. As you do. You can tell when the Zonda's coming. The entire crowd goes. Oh gosh. Really cool. Oh, what a way to end the day. Seeing the Pagani's heading on out. Departing from their day at the ice. Well, the sun just disappeared behind the cloud, but over there is the Miura with all of the crowds of people, as you can imagine. That sounds so raw and so awesome. Look how low it is. Right on cue, back around the roundabout. That was not the way I expected today to go. To hop on board one of the most epic of epic Lamborghinis that's ever been made. That was quite the experience. That was quite the ride, even if it was short. To go in a car like that out on an ice racetrack. There's some car spotting for you. An English Ferrari FF and a Swiss GTC 4 two behind. More car park spotting. New M3 Touring. I think that's probably the first customer M3 Touring that I've actually seen myself. Of course, I had a G80 M3, the saloon. The Touring is just the ultimate in cool, really. Well, the sun has popped behind the mountains, bringing to an end quite the eventful day, from setting off in Italy, being stuck behind a bus, getting here, massive traffic jams, to finding myself in the passenger seat of a Miura at the ice. There's quite a lot going on, but obviously we've been using this car as intended to clock up the miles, even if it might now be absolutely coated in grime. In fact, come and have a quick look at this. This is supposed to be gloss black. I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to scratch into the PPF. Obviously the mirrors are, in theory, blue electrico, not some kind of grey electrico. The side of the car, yeah, a little bit messy. The wheels haven't done too badly. But then around the back, and this is quite interesting, if you've not seen this on the SF90, the diffuser has these open blades, which are presumably to do with the airflow. But that's all very grey, whereas it should be glossy carbon fibre. This side of the car, though, yeah. This side of the car is even worse. Now, there is something cool about a very dirty supercar. I love having them clean and shiny, and it will certainly get back to clean and shiny at some point. And obviously it's got full paint protection film from Topaz. The whole body of the car has PPF, so none of this is a problem. It will get cleaned properly, professionally, and will look completely beautiful under the car, in the wheels, everything, you name it, at the end of the day. But using them is what they're all about. So it feels like a long time ago we were driving across the Bernina Pass. In fact, it feels like a very long time ago that we were in Italy, driving down some really narrow lanes, unsure of where the rest of the day was going to go. But we made it here, even if there were some really quite bad traffic jams, and the ice has been a lot of fun this afternoon, albeit really, really busy. I was not expecting so many people there. Unseasonably high temperatures do not exactly help if you're running an event on a frozen lake. I just heard some kind of car somewhere in the mountains. But today with this has been fun. I'd love to get it out properly onto some snow. It doesn't really count driving it about 50 meters over the snow as we did earlier. I don't really think that can count as its first snow outing. So at some point we will have some fun with the SF90 properly, as it should. But I think for today, that is all. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. What a ride that was in a truly special, super rare. In fact, I think there are only 2 of them in the world, Lamborghini Miura. That's it for now though, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!